Here we are once again back at the Canada Game Center. This is the B3 versus C4 game featuring the Halifax Hurricanes. They are in the maroon jerseys. They are the one that is furthest fair from the camera and the one closest to you in the red, grays, and black. Once again, our friends, the Kennecook Heat. Hi, everybody. Dan Hobson. They've won the toss. The Heat have. Serve is on its way. Tyler Woods getting the start. We'll get the starters here of the respective teams here in just a couple of seconds. Singer having difficulty. The Hurricanes on the board. The Hurricanes will go with Axel Dunn, Fadul, McKinnon, Shortle, Mallet. For the Hurricanes, O'Brien, Woods, Beavis, Tyler Woods getting this start here in this one, Singer and Parker. So that's the only lineup change they have. There's an overhit there by the Heat, and trying to get it over there was done to no success. And it is a 1-1 game right now, and Sarah O'Brien will go back to serve, and the official seeing some debris on the floor. It was actually the scorekeeper here for this one. Patty Dow is the official, but one of the other officials here at the tournament is helping out in terms of scoring here. A little tip there is a change-up. And speaking of change-up, there's a big shot there by Kaylee Woods. Scores the point, making it 2-1. I tried to tip it over there. Was McKinnon. A big time miss there for the Heat. They're wanting the score adjustment. I believe it is 2-2, and that is official. 2-2. Underhand serve. Parker. Woods to the back. There's the set. Finish there by McKinnon. Beavis there gets a hand on it, but that's it. And she had to go cross body to do it. Hurricanes do a little bit of a pre-serve dance routine. And it lands in front of Beavis as Parker and her not on the same page. 4-2. Halifax Hurricanes. Showing some energy here, getting some good things going. Woods there. And unable to get a second pass going with Singer, and she slid dangerously close to that pole there. They do have it padded, of course, but she seems to be okay. And it's 5-2. Patty Dow gets a little bit of the ball to stop its momentum, so it doesn't have to go as far. 5-3 game now. As I said, Patty Dow, the referee. Head coach Shelly Singer here for the Heat. Stacey McCarthy for the Halifax Hurricanes. Singer puts it up. The bottom fell out of it quickly, but the Hurricanes pretty well right there, right spot there. Good set by Beavis there. The tip there by Woods. Scoring. She's got a couple of points in this one. She had some really good play in the previous game earlier. They came away with the loss, but starting to find her game at the right time and turning it on, and she's one of the hot players right now here for the Heat. It's 5-4. And the Heat hoping to tie it up. That doesn't help. Hits the antenna, so it's out of bounds. 6-4. Dunn will head to the service line here for the Hurricanes. Ball is up. O'Brien the first touch. There's Beavis trying to set up Woods, but it's going towards the back, and a miss hit there by O'Brien. 6-4 now. Stacey McCarthy talking to the scoring bench. 7-4, so make the adjustment. So 7-4 it is. Another underhand serve. O'Brien, Beavis trying to find the hole, but the Hurricanes close out. Here's a free ball here. And the tip over by McKinnon. Using her size and overhit it. You can't make too many mistakes here with McKinnon with her size and reach. Even she could just barely get her fingertips just standing alone along the net. You can see it right here, and Once again, difficulty with the passes, the Heat here. 9-4. As I say, McKinnon, she's a tall drink of water, so it's going to be really hard to get some points here going through her if you're the Heat. So they may have to try to switch it towards the sides where there's a little less size. Oh, they try to find the hole, and they do. Ball hit Beavis on the side. Shelly Singer will call a timeout. 10-4 the score. And we've seen the height there of McKinnon come to play here. As the score is being shown here in the Court 3 at the Canada Gabe Center, 10-4, as I mentioned. They said it was a tough day for the Heat, and it continued in this morning after a loss, and that's what's starting to get away again. And they've had some tough competition, and sometimes, as I say, it's been a learning experience here for sure for this Heat team. As for the Halifax Hurricane team, just no errors yet so far for them. Nothing in terms of hitting errors or even service errors. Of course, that's unofficial. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I got to just verify that and know that they have been really playing solid as they do the Hurricane dance again. I said McKinnon's fingers her just standing along the nets, has her fingertips above. That's got to be really hard there to generate any offense. And she's right there again, but it hits the net. Substitution on its way. Stinger looking for anything here. Switching it up as Tyler Woods will come out and Abby Wood will come in. That's our first substitution. 11-4 is once again the the coaching staff of the Hurricanes look to see what the score is. To the back, and Wood into the game, and not the way she wanted to start her morning, as that hitting error on her, and it's 12-4. Dunn trying to maybe get another one well done and another point on the board. And it is well done as it's unable to get a return as Wood coming in from into the game, into the frying pan, into the fire now. 13-4. This time they go at the middle, and O'Brien puts her hands to her face afterwards in disgust. Not happy. 14-4. Another pun for Dunn. Well, she's not done. Back to serve again. This one's starting to get away. And a little touch to the floor as they do the ace dance now. 15-4. I'm all out of Dunn puns, but she's back serving. O'Brien, Beavis, good passing here. Woods, too long. Actually, yeah, it is too long. Scoring a point, 15-4. I'm just saying there was a touch there, so Patty Dow says there was a touch, so point awarded, 15-4. Oh, and getting it over. Woods, service ace, but not probably how she choreographed it, designed it in her mind. Tickles the tape, drops down. 15-6. 15-6 to score. Usually you start to, maybe feel a little bit of groove from the service line, but not the case there for Woods, as that serve missed badly. And here's our chance to take a look at Axel with her first serve of the game, and she's going to be called for, well, it's going to be out of rotation there where the Hurricanes. That gives a free point, makes it 16-7. Coach fixes things up now. Beavis right down the middle. First contact there is Shortle. And finding the hole, scoring, Fadul. Diddy duel with the point. Fadul with the point. Captain of the Heat going over to the scoring bench area here after talking to Patty Dow. And so you want to be a captain in volleyball, you're going to really have some good mental skills and understand the instructions, and of course take it from the official, then run it over to the coach, and then run it over to the scoring table. Me and messages, if I don't write it down, I don't remember a lot. But that's of course how things are done here. If the referee wants to talk to the coach, goes through the captain, and of course everybody in volleyball world knows that is. Well, look at that, McKinnon finding the hole. And the Hurricanes with their ace celebration, followed up by a Hurricane stomp. Woods, there's an overhit. Can she find the hole? Pretty much does. Getting a piece was Axel, but not enough to get anything going in transition to score. So it's 18-8. And Beavis gets something going from the service line, and the answer to that one is a big fat nose. That's well wide and out. 19-8. Shortle here with her first serve of the game, and different style and facing the wall as she puts the serve over, but it goes out of bounds. Sometimes you see players would like to face the net, and sometimes you see serving styles where they go sideways and really not even looking at the play. Works for her, you know, but on that time, not much success that time. 19-9 as it goes out. Abby Wood. Overhand and doesn't even get towards the net as it goes under. There's not much danger, 19-9. Serve from Fadul is up. Woods gets a piece, but not enough. 21-9. Fadul will go right up the middle. Beavis with the dig. It's an overhit and a hitting error against the Hurricanes. Unable to generate anything transition. 21-10. Sarah O'Brien goes back, gets some words of encouragement and some advice from Shelley Singer. The team trailing by 11. Done. McKinnon punches it there, just trying to use anything, and Shelley McCarthy already in the ear there of McKinnon, not yelling at her too hard, but basically saying maybe want better hands and better positioning of the hands so that you're not in that situation. 21-11. And rushing there, but not in time. I have a 17 on the court, but I don't have a 17 on my roster right now, so. And another overhit there by Shortle. And a timeout being called here by the Hurricanes as they need to straighten this up. It's the Heat here on a little bit, having a little bit of momentum swing. 21-13. You just know that if the Hurricanes can actually get the Heat off the service line, it may change things around for them. And because as the Fuchs are waving on the camera, they're really appreciating the coverage. I hope you're enjoying the coverage here at home. And if you also want to get a little bit interactive there, if you're on social media, Twitter, Facebook, all that type of thing, use the hashtag Nova Scotia Champs. That's hashtag N, capital S, capital C, HAMPS, and that's how you can get interactive and just talk about where you're watching the game from and all that stuff. And of course, if you're here at the championships, maybe not watching the live stream, feel free to use that as well. Just try to spread the word here. The Provincial Championships, the second weekend, and as my producer Drew and I were talking about, we're at the halfway point there of the weekend, and Reza Lalani will have action this afternoon for you, as well as tomorrow, as the Heat continue to pour on the pressure. 21-14. Falling back 1 point at a time. O'Brien right down the middle. Dunn actually got out of the way. And the Hurricanes will put it into the service line momentum that the Heat have as they scored a point. 22-14. Boyd, pardon me, that is Leah Boyd, number 17. I couldn't find her name momentarily. The service error for her, so that's Leah Boyd, number 17. My apologies for that. 22-15. Captain Singer here for the Heat. Hoping to bring the Heat. Service ace. Just between the center and that outside sideline where it falls. 22-16. Another one from Singer. This time Leah Boyd goes to the dirt. The floor, of course, and unable to keep it alive. 22-17. Heat have the Hurricanes sort of reeling here. And miscommunication. Axel and McKinnon. And it's 22-18 as things starting to unravel here for the Hurricanes. A solid first half of the set, but Heat coming on. This is the big one here. It's Dunn's going back. Dunn will just send it over. Woods unable to block it now. She'll hit it over and score the point. Not how she drew it up, but she'll get credit for scoring it. Back towards the net, and I usually say that when that happens, you have a good chance of disaster happening, but Woods just finds the hole. 22-19. Good passing here. McKinnon, left hand, and just didn't get the hops. The set was not high enough for her. And they have to really climb the ladder to get a set to her. As I said earlier, she's pretty tall. Substitution on its way. Mallet will come into the game for McKinnon. The score starting to turn the other way now. It's 22-20. Make it 22-21 as the Heat here. Hurricanes couldn't stop it. A 1 point game. Both teams have one timeout left. Right now, the Hurricanes just no answer here for Singer. A chance to tie with this one. Boyd. And the big scoop by her. She keeps it off the floor here of the Canada Games Gymnasium. There's a battle along the net. A carry called, and just like that, we're even at 22. Can the Heat take the lead here? Substitution, McCarthy will come in. And Leah Boyd will head to the bullpen here for the Hurricanes. So Coach Stacy McCarthy trying to get anything here to stop this momentum. We'll see if this freezes Singer any bit. Puts it up. McCarthy, first touch. Scramble mode, Shortle, can she get it over? Gonna be called for a hitting error, and don't look now, but the Heat are 2 away from victory. A big run that the Hurricanes went on, and it's gone by the wayside. McCarthy, handcuffed, helped out by Dunn. Here's a free ball. O'Brien happy to send it over. Dunn and McCarthy, pardon me, or O'Brien exchanging balls, and now sent over by Wood the rest of the way in transition, and scoring a big point there. Just into the game, Mallet ends the run for the Heat, 23-23. And the other change, well, I was going to say McCarthy helping out on that cause, and Dunn going back where she had success earlier, a chance to finish it with the underhand, out of rotation again. And the second time in this one, team captain will make her way over. What a costly time to have that the second time, but I mean, you pretty well see it even at the competitive level at the university and the collegiate level. Here it is, set point. And once again, team captain going over to the scoring bench after talking to Patty Dow and returning the message. Hurricanes might have to call a timeout to figure this out. If they're out of rotation again, that's the set, so they have to fix this. And really bad tie for this to happen. Second time of the game. And Stacy McCarthy heading over there, and they're going to have to use their timeout. Assistant coach signaled it, but it has to be Stacy McCarthy have to call it, I believe. So trying to figure this one out. Now the official scorer is coming here and trying to get the alignment up here for them. In the meantime, Shelly Singer will bring her troops over here. Before she could even get a word in edgewise, the meeting broke up, and now they will huddle towards center court. Second time that this has happened here for the Hurricanes. 2 points in the last one. Was a costly one now because Woods could finish it here. Well, they've got everything all set up here. Woods a chance to finish for the Heat. McCarthy first touch, Dunn sends it over, diving there, and keep it alive with Singer. Here's a free ball. This is where the missing McKinnon here could be a little bit costly here for the Hurricanes. Big shot and a big miss, and the hands go up in the air there by Abby Wood afterwards. Not happy with the result of that one. 24-24, so we're going to have an extra rally. Of course, you got to win by 2. Battle along the nets, and the Heat can't get it over. Double hit, 2 players in the vicinity. Here it is, set point, Hurricanes. Stop here on court 3. Done! Ace to finish it. She got hot earlier in this first set, and then she finishes it there. So the out of rotation didn't hurt too much. They found a way to come away with the finish, 26-24. And that's a tough one. They had a chance to win. There was the Heat. And Dunn, who gave them fits there in that earlier in that first set, came away with the finish and put the final touches on that one. So, of course, coming up here, we'll tee up our next few games here. We've got some 13 under Tier 1 action. We will have the W3 versus the W7 game here on court 3. And then we will have the W10 versus W13. So, just a little tee up of more coverage coming your way here from the Volleyball Nova Scotia Provincials on the Volleyball Nova Scotia website. And presented with the services of Bell 5 TV1. We're getting close to the 11 o'clock hour here on the east coast of Canada. Dan Hobbs are along for the call. Glad you could join us wherever you're watching on the World Wide Web. Everybody's enjoying the coverage of the championship, so we hope you are too. And we're delighted to be here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, the Canada Game Center. So if you're in the area, drop on by. Of course, there's a little slight admission to get in, but they have some good seating and chance to watch some great volleyball action here in Nova Scotia. And that one had a lot of teeter-totters and then a lot of ups and downs and back and forths they've gone here in this one. And Heat had a chance to put the closing stages on it, unable to get that finish, that final punch to get a first set win. And Hurricanes, of course, were called for their second out of rotation, and they had to fix things up quickly. And what a bad time for it to happen, but they seem to make that adjustment, score the final 2 points to win that almighty important first set. So adjustments, probably aplenty. We'll probably see Regan here in this game, and as well as Christina Boyd, Clark, and Watson. May see some action here in the second set. Northrop didn't start here for the Heat. She's been starting and been a little bit of a setter here most of the weekend. Didn't start that first one. We'll see if she's out here for the second set, as they will make the lineup, fill up the lineup card and drop it into the scorer's table. Be interesting if the Hurricanes came back with McKinnon. They've made a substitution and took McKinnon out. And I think that she'd be great at getting some kills as well as blocks with her size advantage that she has. The Kennecott Heat don't really have a lot in terms of size, so I mean, they could win that battle along the net if it ever comes to one of those 50-50 balls right along the net. Have a little bit of an advantage. But right now, McKinnon will be a onlooker here in this second set. McCarthy returns. Also Mallet. Fadul. As I said, O'Regan into the game wearing number 4. Also in is Clark at 12. And 16 Axel for the Hurricanes. Tyler Woods returns. Northrop, as I said, back in. Woods, as well as O'Brien and Beavis. And of course, team captain Singer out here for the Heat. And a better start here for the Hurricanes. Just like the way it was in the first set there. 1-0 lead. Another underhand serve. Northrop gets her first touch of the game. Singer comes well over, gets back in position in time. That's what happens when you make a little bit of adjustment, of course, because, you know, Clark and O'Regan were not playing in that first set, not knowing the roles right now, and it cost them there. It was a good first pass, but just unable to, you know, figure out what your role was here on that possession, and it ties it at 1. O'Regan waist down that ball was. Woods trying to go for it. That's dug out. Nice by Fadul. Fadul, and once again coming together at Clark and Fadul, pardon me. And Heat with the lead, 2-1. Singer with the ball up, the first touch McCarthy. There's a good set, good passing, and the blow, the score by Clark. One of the taller players, of course not as tall as McKinnon there, but Clark with the big swing, tying it at 2. Big ovation from her teammates as this ball is on its way here by Axel. Scrambling are the Heat again. And what that does, it makes you have to run long distance to go get balls, and you have to really get on your horse and get into your position and set up a defense on a scoring attack here by the Hurricanes. And big jump serve, and it's dug out. O'Brien, it goes deep. O'Brien just did a great work just to get to it as the bottom was falling out of it, and sends it to the back, makes it 4-2. Northrop hitting the dirt to keep it alive for the Heat. Can she find the hole? No, McCarthy digs that out. The second pass actually goes back as Fadul had difficulty. It's 4-3. Haley Woods. Maybe hoping to get maybe one of those hard hat awards there. Competing very hard and coming up with good results. And as soon as I get in charge of the Kaylee Woods promotional team, saying about some of the great plays that she's done, she'll put that into the net. Maybe a little bit of the announcer's jinx again. And it's 5-3 as we take a look at O'Regan getting her first serve. Left hand, underhand, Singer. McCarthy, first touch there for the Hurricanes. Fadul trying to go up the middle, and Singer there to read it. Fadul again, and just pushed over there by Mallet to score. 6-3. That was almost an out of rotation again, this time for the Hurricanes. Mix up on who's serving. It is O'Regan again as it just gets over the tape. Battle along the net, goes over. Heat going to be rewarded for the point as touching the net was Clark. 6-4. Heat giving it a little bit of a battle here in this one. That was an excellent first set between the teams here. Northrop with her first serve of the game as she was in the bullpen. And that was a bit of a wild serve there. It hit the referee's box. It was a howitzer, but was well wide of the net and well out. Here is Clark. Underhand from her towards the back. O'Brien. Beavis with the set. Woods gets it over. O'Regan right there. Shortle, pardon me. Axel. And she'll point to her chest on that one as she says, my bad. Emily Beavis will have a chance to serve, and it's a 2-point game. Her team trailing one set and trailing by 2 points. That's just sent over here by Fadul. Hurricanes doing all they could to keep it alive, but to no success. Called for 4 hits. It's a 7-6 game. We'll see where Beavis puts this one. Not where she wanted to. Once again into the post of the volleyball net. So the service errors hurting the Heat now. Pretty well the difference now. That's why they have a 2-point lead to Hurricanes do. Because Northrop and Beavis. And that's been a little bit of the difference maker here so far in this one. As we take a look here at Fadul with her serve. Well, look at that. And of course, when the players tap the floor, you know what that means, folks. Service ace for Fadul. Does she have another one in store here? Not so much. Service ace, followed by a service error. 9-7. Tyler Woods. Hoping here to go on a nice run here from the service line. Underhand is up. Mallet. And they'll put it over, pardon me. McCarthy it was, battle along the net. Singer now trying to find a hole, can she? Yes, she does. 9-8. A chance to tie here for the Heat. Woods will go right up the middle. First touch is McCarthy. Good pass to Axel. Mallet. Change up. Fools the Heat. Drops to the floor. 10-8. Mallet with an underhand, and the Heat, I know, weren't ready for it. They were not ready for that as Mallet with the quick serve. The Heat looking down, weren't anticipating. Caught napping. 11-8. O'Brien. There's the first touch. Battle along the net, and O'Brien stops it. Scores it to make it 11-9, and now she'll go back after making that block. I said a battle along the net. If McKinnon was out there, definitely O'Brien might not have won that battle, but it's, you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda, what if. Anyway, they'll return, and Beavis finds a hole. 11-10. Teams fighting claw and nail here in this one. Heat once again trying to tie this one up. McCarthy first touch. Fadul. And it's hit over the rest of the way there by Axel. Axel gets a piece, but not enough as it sails out of bounds. Even at 11. First pass is okay here for the Hurricanes. It's just where they're trying to get that second one going. Let's see if it's case in point. Mallet, well, like Jake said, as Mallet had difficulty with that one. And the Heat take a lead. Stacey McCarthy wants to talk it over. Hurricane timeout. This has been fantastic in terms of lead changes back and forth in this one. There's been tons of it. Each team have just been really unable to pull away. A seesaw back and forth with lots of lead changes, as I mentioned. And right now, it seems that the Hurricanes passing is sort of letting them down. I said moments ago their first pass was okay, but of course, previous play, that really wasn't the truth on that one as Mallet had difficulty with it. So you have to wonder here what changes that Stacey McCarthy's going to implement here for her team. Of course, everybody has got into the game here for the Hurricanes, I believe. Oh, we're still yet to see Watson come in. So, but you can see that the spirits are still high, and as long as the spirits are still high, that's okay. You gotta wonder if maybe she'll go back to McKinnon here. McKinnon may not have much in terms of points, but you know, just that gives a little bit of a factor there for the Heat, because whatever side that she's at, whether it's the middle or left or right side, that almost like gives you a say, well, we don't want to go through there, but right now they can pretty well go wherever they want. Set by McCarthy. Fatul trying to find a hole. Beavis hitting error and ties it up at 12. LA hoping for some magic from the service line, maybe. Oh, once again, confusion here for the Hurricanes, and Stacey McCarthy with quick fix to make sure that that fire's put out as McCarthy serves. Beavis with the first one, hits it over, hit O'Regan, and trying to go for the finish once again there was Clark. Dug out by McCarthy, and over hit Woods, and looks like they're just exchanging hits back and forth. And this time there by Northrop, punched into the net, and the Hurricanes have another lead, 13-12. Line drive serve, Woods first touch. Singer tried to find the hole. Hurricanes collapse, and the first pass had lots of air, but everybody was all converged on that first contact. Just couldn't get out of the way enough to get that second pass going. 13-13. Ball from Singer on its way here for the Heat. First touch there for Duel. Hits it over, hit Woods, trying to go for the stuff. And after a few touches there by the Hurricanes, it does. Scoring a point there for the Heat, 14-13. This is a big point up for grabs here in this one. Joel O'Regan there on the third pass, hits it over. Here's a free ball. Beavis trying to find a hole. Can she get it over? And the Hurricanes get something going. This is going to be a hit from well back, and Malay couldn't get there in time. 15-13. Heat hoping for a victory. Entertaining match. Nobody has really been able to, grab the bull by the horns in this one. That's a good first touch there by McCarthy. They'll just head it over. Battle along the nets. And Northrop difficulty again punching it into the net. Axel. For some service magic here. Just gets over. And, sometimes you have to have a little bit of luck. It was an overhit there by the Heat, but it found the floor. And the Heat score again, 15-14. Kaylee Woods. Bright shoes that she's got. Puts it up, line drive, ticks the tape it down. Hurricanes, you could probably have like a little bit of a huddle just before, but the serve, but there's really nothing you can do to fix that. Once it ticks the tape, it's anybody's game where it's going to go. There's a huge, big serve, this error there by Woods. 17-15. O'Regan with the left hand and the underhand on its way. Here for the double H's. Singer just happy to try to go down the middle. Closed out in transition and unable to get much in terms of height there was Clark. Really did get off the floor and wasn't a really great second pass. Not a lot of air, wasn't above the net. And that's really hard to, as a service error here for the Heat would have finished my point. It's really hard to, sometimes you have to work with what you got, and if you end up having nothing much to work with, well, you'll have nothing much in terms of getting a result. 18-16. Clark. Service ace right on the line. That one for the Heat, you're just saying, get out. Nope. 18-17. Well, Clark, you got another one in your back pocket. Now's the time to release it here to tie it at 18 in the hands of Clark, and she does. Switching sides, goes cross court there. Crosses up the Heat defense. 18-18. Big point up for grabs. I know I've said a lot over the weekend and probably a lot in the game, but this one, case in point, Northrop late to the party. 19-18. Heat trying to weather this storm. Clark's dropping them like it's hot here. This time Woods happy just to send it towards the back. Rodriguez with the first touch. Set goes right into the nets by Axel. 19-19. Beavis. A few extra bounces here before she puts her serve up. And a 19-all game, and well short, and putting it out of misery. Team captain Singer there for the Heat just catches it and throws it down and rolls it to the Hurricanes players. 20-19. Fadul puts it up. The Heat looked a little confused on defense, but they're going to score the point anyway. Hurricanes unable to get to the ball. 20-20. Tyler Woods. Chance to give the Heat the lead, and no, not this time. As I said, the service errors here for the Heat have kind of cost them. Had a chance there to take the lead. They just gave a point to the opposition. The opposition didn't have to do anything to earn it. That takes the tape and gets over. Sometimes luck's not on your side. Shelly Singer seeing that this is starting to get a little bit too close for comfort there. Their team trailing. They've lost the first set 26-24. Trying to get this prolonged to a third set. Want to stop this wave of momentum that the Hurricanes have. Will call the timeout, and they will talk things over and try to fix things up. Really, in terms of strategy, in terms of players, well, you know, you go with what got you to the dance, and that's what the Heat are going to do. They're going to keep the regulars out here that were in this game. Not much in terms of defense changes there. No real substitutions or changes, of course, here for the Hurricanes. They're in control right now, if you can call a 2-point lead in control, but Fadul. Actually, Mallet, they have been having difficulty trying to get alignment here. Mallet will put it up. Woods, can she find the hole? Hurricanes collapse. Woods trying to go with the left hand for the finish. Oh, yes, sir. 2 overhits. The first time you don't succeed, try again. The second time an overhit, and this time the left hand to Woods. There used to be a comedian well back ago, aging myself, the left hand to Frank. It was actually on the Ralph Badbergy show. That showed you how old I am. The left hand to Frank, the left hand to Woods scores the point. O'Brien and a service error, 23-21. It's just been that has just hurt the Heat. The passing has improved as the championships have gone on, and now the service that was a little bit of their strong point here for their team has gotten away from them. Here's an underhand. Beavis slides. Woods punches it down. Dig there by Beavis and the finish by Woods. 23-22. Singer, who has given the Hurricanes a little bit of fits here from the service line, is going back again. And once again, the Jinxers are here. This set match point Hurricanes, 24-22. A chance to finish in the hands of Axel. Can she give the finishing blow in this one? Did Northrup get a piece? I think she might have, as she used her height advantage. O'Regan Northrup, and Northrup wins the battle. It's been her game. Does she have something left here? Kaylee Woods. Can she make it 24-24? No, it's a service error. 3 straight service errors here for the Kennecott Heat. They lose the second set, 25-23. So when one thing sort of improves, the other thing goes off the rails. Service errors to end this one, as the Heat were just unable to get something going from the service line here in this one, and it's the reason why they fall here to the Hurricanes. Passing better there for the Heat. The service errors really piling up, and that's an adjustment that the Heat have to make as this championship goes on. So we're wrapping up our coverage here for the under 15s. We have the under 13s coming up. That's how we started our day yesterday, and we'll have under 13 actions. And one of the teams is the Bedford Blizzards. They have their decorations here in the gymnasium to show their support for the team. We'll have that game coming up here. So we're signing off for now. That's the story here for the Canada Game Center. So long for now. You've been watching Bell 5 TV1's coverage of the 2018 Volleyball Championships. I'm Dan Hobson. Thank you. So long for now.